Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we are doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card is part 2 of the video I did not last week, it was the week before, and it was messages from your inner divine masculine, and today we are doing messages from your inner divine feminine. So basically what we are doing is tapping into your inner divine feminine and seeing what messages she has for you right now. Just in regards to your current path that you're on right now, anything that you can do to connect with your inner divine feminine more or embody her even more, that's what we are taking a look at. And remember, this isn't a love reading, this isn't about connecting to your divine feminine that's out there, this is about your own inner divine feminine. And if you haven't watched the other one, I will have the link for the divine masculine, which will be the part 1, in the description box for you guys to watch that if you haven't already. So we're going to get in. I have 4 crystals for you guys to choose from. The first crystal is the clear quartz. The second crystal is the orange calcite. The third crystal is the amethyst. And the fourth crystal is the blue calcite. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as always, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey Pawan, welcome to your reading. So we are currently taking a look at messages from your inner divine feminine. So you guys chose the clear quartz. I'm going to pop that by here and we are going to start with your tarot and then we will move into your oracle cards. So spirit guides, tap me into the collective of pile number 1. As I tap into the collective, it's funny that you chose the clear quartz because I almost feel this crystal-like energy around the collective of you. It's just like this white, what feels like a purification going on within the collective of you. I don't know whether you guys have been doing heavy shadow work and coming out of that, or whether you've been going through, I'm hearing rebirth, you've been going through like a rebirth. But as I tap into the collective, there's this kind of like murky, kind of not murky, just like a white, like milky, that's the color I was looking for, milky. It's like a white milky color and it feels like a clear quartz, like a selenite clear quartz, and it's surrounding the collective of you as I tap in. Pile number 1, please spirit. Okay, of course, those cards just dropped out. Pile number 1, please spirit, tap me into the collective of pile 1. Messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. What are the messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine? Okay, we have the King of Wands. Pile number 1, messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. Messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. I keep hearing the Doja Cat song, Imagine. I feel like you guys for a while have been focused on the practical. You've been in your divine masculine energy. I feel like you guys have been in the physical world a lot recently, very much in the practical, and I feel like you haven't been giving yourself a lot of time. Sorry for that noise, guys. I hope it's not disrupting. You haven't been giving yourself a lot of time to live in dreamland, to live in dream world, to connect with your imagination, to connect to, you know, that 12th house energy, to connect to art, music, movies that make you think beyond. And there's a message from your inner divine feminine to tap into your childlike essence and connect to your imagination. Because I feel like that's where you get your zest for life from. That's where you get your creations from. That's where you get that's where your heart lays and your happiness lays. And I feel like you haven't been connected to that so much. I feel like you've been adulting, or you've been focusing more on the practical. Maybe you've been trying to get a project into fruition. Maybe you've just been focusing on day to day, being very much in your masculine energy, but now it's time to dwindle into that, I'm feeling like crown chakra meditations, third eye meditations, or just listening to music that takes you to another realm, literally. That's what your inner divine feminine wants you to do right now, because there's something about the answers are there. Yeah, I keep hearing that there's answers there. Let me get into that. Pile number 1, please, spirit. Messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. Yeah, look at that. We have the moon. And you know, at night when everyone's asleep, You can't even go to the shops because all of the shops are shut and everyone's like asleep. You can't really talk to anyone. All you can really do is like imagine, you know what I mean? Watch movies, listen to music, or just imagine. Even when you're going to sleep, you're floating into that REM state. You're floating into another realm. And that's what your inner divine feminine wants you to focus on right now, dwindling in the higher realms, because I feel like that's what's gonna, they keep saying that's what's gonna give you your answer. That's where your key lies. I don't know what answer you're looking for, but they keep telling you to do that. They're telling almost me not to relay it. They just keep telling me the higher realms, connecting with spirit, connecting to your inner child, dancing, music, movies, connecting to that zest for life. What lights my heart up? There's that type of energy that your inner divine feminine wants you to focus on right now. Being a child, whether that's out in nature, creating music, creating, you know what I mean? Tapping into that art of creating, painting, drawing. That's what I'm hearing for you guys. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What is that inner divine feminine? What is that inner divine feminine's message right now? 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands. Okay. Messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. Knight of Cups. Message from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. Okay. King of Pentacles. Oh, so many cards just dropped then. I'm going to use this one because it flipped over. It was the Fool card. Let me just grab all of these on the floor. It wouldn't be one of my readings if my cards didn't burst out of my hands. Pile number 1. Clarify the Fool, please. Messages from their inner divine feminine. Messages from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. Look at that. 3 of Swords. Okay. 3 of Swords reversed. On the back of the deck, we have the Sun. So with this 9 of Swords, and okay, maybe it isn't that you've been working on necessarily like practical efforts or working. Maybe you guys have been doing shadow work. Maybe you guys have been doing shadow work or doing inner work and kind of rewriting wrongs and rewriting where you're about to go next. With this 9 of Swords, I'm picking up this energy of feeling very heavy, almost like you've been purging for a while, and that's the energy that you've been in. So you've been looking at life very practical and looking at life very kind of one-dimensional as you've been working through these old pains, angers, hurts. But I'm being told that energy is now being transmuted. And there's this message from your inner divine feminine. You're kind of like, where do I go now? That's the energy I'm picking up. Where do I go now? I've just purged all of this. I no longer feel connected to what was my past. I no longer feel connected to this group of friends, or I no longer feel connected to the music I used to listen to. I no longer feel connected to the practices I used to practice. Where do I go now? I feel stuck. What even is my heart these days? I can't even feel that. It's like, where do I move forward? How do I move forward? And Spirit's saying that's the key. The answer to that is in your dreams, is in your meditations, is in connecting to your inner child again and connecting to the abundance of life again and having fun. Because doing that, I'm being told that old version of you, it's fallen away. So now you're learning to get to know yourself on a whole new level, on a higher level now. And what used to light up your heart, it may not light your heart up anymore. So you're being called to connect to your dreams, connect to your imagination, meditate, listen to your higher self, connect to your higher self, so that you can really tap into what lights up your heart so that you can move forward with it. Do you understand what I mean? Because you've done the purging, you've let go of everything that was holding you back. And I feel like there's been this shedding process of a lot of what was in the past. It's kind of been falling away, and you've been like, I don't even connect to anything anymore. I don't even know where I want to go. I don't know what pathway to even move down anymore. I don't know. I keep hearing I don't know. I feel stuck. Maybe in the past you could see timelines in front of you or where you wanted to go, and you had this kind of urge or this passion to move forward, and now you're just feeling like, I don't know. I really don't know anymore. And the answer is within. The answer isn't in a book. The answer isn't in other people. The answer is within. And to do that, you connect to your higher self, and you connect to spirit, and you connect to your heart through meditation and asking yourself these deep questions like, what lights me up? What truly makes me happy? you know, and following that lead until it leads you somewhere. Because with this Knight of Cups and this King of Pentacles, I almost see over the next couple of weeks you come into this kind of epiphany of where you want to move to next, or this looking at things from a fresh perspective, having this new love for life and this new zest for life. I'm hearing the Drake song, Lust for Life. And I feel you having a new relationship with people around you, new relationship with the world itself, a new relationship with, I feel like with you, there's like a project that is maybe gone stale, or you just don't know where to move with it. And I see you having a newfound appreciation for it and moving for it with new ideas. But these new ideas, I feel like you may be looking right and left for them. They are only going to come from within. Your heart has these answers, you know. And I'm being called for you to get out there and play and be in nature and connect to yourself that way. Or connect, even just get up there and play in the higher realms for a minute. You know what I mean? Be in the higher realms to really reconnect with your soul. You've done so much purging and letting go. You know what I mean? So much. You've gone through this kind of phoenix in your subconscious, and now is the time to reconnect with yourself, mind, body, and soul. You know, what makes you laugh now? You'll find that even movies that made you laugh before, gave you a sense of relief, they've changed. And there's this kind of like looking in the mirror and getting to know yourself again, understanding yourself again. Because what used to make you tick no longer makes you tick. And your inner divine feminine is saying it's time to get to know your inner divine feminine again. You know, your emotions again, who you are again. It's time to get to know yourself again and nurture yourself again. I'm really picking up a crystal for you, a green aventurine, or a jade crystal. Jade or green aventurine, I'm being called. There's something about your inner child there. Or it's just really, those crystals really resonate with your heart chakra. And I'm being called for you guys to get that. If you have that, maybe keep that on you for the time being. Because there's almost this transformation going on within your heart. And Spirit's calling you to really listen. Listen to your dreams, pay attention to your dreams, meditate. They keep calling you to go into a meditative state and connect with the higher realms as to where to go next. With this full energy of the Three of Swords, I do feel that there's this layer just falling away right now as you're moving into a new timeline. But as you move into this new timeline, you know, you're looking for this map. Where do I go next? Where do I go next? That map is your heart, is the message from your inner divine feminine. Maybe you've been focusing, as you've been going through the shadow work of like putting in boundaries, really standing up for yourself, you know what I mean, hardening your shell a little bit just so that you are protected, but we don't want to go one way or we're disconnected to our heart. So Spirit's kind of calling you to come back now to that inner divine feminine, to your heart, to your connection with Spirit, to your inner child, to those things that light you up, your imagination. They keep highlighting your imagination and connecting to that, because that is your map as to where to go next. You know, you've done that warrior side, you've sharpened your swords, you've got your shields, you've let go of everything that was burdening you, and now it's time to reconnect with that map again, and that map is your heart, is the message here. You're learning to have a new relationship with your emotions and your heart. That's why I was picking up that purification layer with the clear quartz. You're going through this purification right now. That's why you've been feeling a little bit lost, like where do I go next? But I see ideas flooding in. But to do that, it's like dipping into the heart, dipping into the Akashic records, connecting with Spirit. What connects you to Spirit? You may even find that that's changed. Is it painting, listening to music, watching movies that are really out there? But I keep being called for you to connect with that. And the sun here as well, look at that. With behind it we have the Hanged Man. You're going to have an epiphany very soon, and it's going to happen by you going inward. And with this sun energy, I feel like you've been in a winter stage for a really long time. Pal One, I feel like you've really been doing a lot of inner work, and I feel like that sun is coming. I see like a huge wave of, it just feels like newness ready to come in. But right now it's time to have fun and really connect to that inner child. They keep talking about being in seclusion in the sense of just connecting to Spirit. I keep hearing the Bare Necessity song from the Jungle Book. Maybe go listen to them lyrics. Because I keep hearing that there's an energy for you to be in a simplistic state right now, so you can really just drown out the noise and connect with your soul, because your soul knows the way. There's a Rumi quote that says that, listen to your soul, it knows the way, and that keeps coming up. Right now is a time for you, and connecting to your mind, connecting to your body, and connecting to your soul, and really getting to know you and what it is that you want, because the old is gone now, you know. Let's pull some cards for you. Pile number 1, pull some oracle cards. A message from pile number 1's inner divine feminine, please, Spirit. A message from pile number 1's inner divine feminine. Yeah, look at that. We have high tide. Energy is rising. Emotions are escalating. Yeah, okay. I keep feeling this feeling in my heart chakra. Like every 2 seconds I'm purging something new, and then I'm coming to a new realization. And then I'm purging something new, and then I'm coming to another realization. Like I keep feeling that. I feel like the energy's mounting up to something. All of the answers that you're seeking are internally, but there's an energy to drown out the noise so you can see. I'm hearing like turn your phone off, you know, turn your phone off. The answers are within. And I feel like you'll find solace right now in watching movies or listening to music that is very out there. I keep hearing something about, I don't know whether you guys have ever looked into like Lemuria and Avalon and Atlantis, but there's an energy to connect to that right now, connecting to past lives, connecting to your higher self. Whether you guys are well endowed with starseeds or not, I'm calling for you guys to fall into that right now and connect to that right now. Or maybe you've been calling to connect with your starseed roots, and if you're asking how do I do that, meditation, you know, meditation. I keep being called for you to just sit in silence and listen to what your heart has to say right now, or listen to your spirit team, because they're coming through, you know. And again, music or movies that connect you to something above or something greater than the 3D normal everyday, you know. Movies like Harry Potter, Star Wars is coming through, Spirited Away, Harry Potter. Did I say Harry Potter? I don't know. Avatar, you know, those type of movies. I'm just thinking of my favorite movies are like Avatar, The Labyrinth, anything like that, anything that's otherworldly. I feel like that's going to connect you to your imagination and your soul right now. You've been adulting, or you've just been really doing shadow work, really focusing on the nitty-gritty, and now it's time to like bathe and have your energy transmute and bathe into like the higher realms, you know. Pile number 1, please, Spirit. Pile number 1. Messages from pile number 1's. This card just flipped over. Lighthouse. When the seas are rough, search for the light. Wow, okay. So some of you guys have been feeling a little burden. Some of you guys have just been feeling like you've been through this 9 of Swords and you're just feeling like, where do I go now? Where do I go? I don't even know what to do right now. But the lighthouse here, when the seas are rough, search for the light. The light is within you. It's within your heart, you know? I keep hearing the song Stop Crying Your Heart Out by Oasis, I think it was. I know Leona Lewis did a cover of it as well, because I used to listen to that when I was younger. But I'm hearing Stop Crying Your Heart Out. And I know she sings, or he sings, or they sing, when all of the stars have faded away, try not to worry, you'll see them someday. Take what you need and be on your way. And that's what I'm hearing. I just feel like right now is a time to connect with the higher realms, connect with your star family, connect with your soul family, connect with your inner child and your heart chakra, and do anything that can connect you to that right now, because that is where your answer and your joy and that key to the next pathway that you're about to walk down is. Connect into that, you know. The back of the deck we have hibiscus. Enjoy each moment to the fullest. Spirit saying you've been through so much, and I feel like you've let these old pathways fall away from you now. These old pathways have been falling away. I feel like you've done so much inner work to get yourself to where you are, and I'm being told that the future, I'm just sure the future is bright. I'm being told that, and what I'm being told to say is help me put this into words, Spirit. I'm being shown the energy instead of being told it. Can you put this into words for me? Life is supposed to be enjoyed, and life is supposed to be happy. And your spirit guides do not, you know, I feel like your spirit guides get so protective of you when you're feeling low, or you're feeling low vibrational, or you just feel like you don't know where to go, you feel stuck, and they're calling to you to connect with yourself. I feel like they're all very much around you to connect with yourself and your heart and the higher realms, because I feel like there's such a, I see them sending you love, you know, sending you love as you come out of this. There's this phoenix moment happening, and they're calling you to connect to your heart so they can help walk you out of these kind of murky waters and into this new phase, because I see you heading, look at this Knight of Cups with this King of Pentacles and the Fool here, you're heading to this new phase. But I feel like it's gotten so heavy, it's almost just like, I keep hearing I'm tired. I'm so tired, you know? That's why right now is the time to kind of like lay back and connect to that imagination, because you have a beautiful imagination, I'm being told, and connect into spirit, because not only is that going to connect you to your light, but it's going to give you these ideas like the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. It's going to give you these ideas to move forward, whether it's a project you've been feeling stagnant in, you'll have these ideas as to where to go next. I know where to go now. I know what pathway to go down. You'll have these ideas because you're connected to your higher self, you know? And you're tapping into that, and I feel like a lot of new ideas as to where to go next are going to start to fall in, but the reason you haven't been seeing them in front of you is because you've been letting go of the old, and that's what you've been focusing on. So you haven't been able to see the future as you've been focusing on the right now, whereas now is the time to get into the higher realms so that you can tap into that. Yeah, so that is the message from your inner divine feminine, pile number one. I really hope that you enjoyed. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope this resonated for you and you were able to connect to this reading. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Pile 2, welcome to your readings. So we are currently taking a look at what messages your inner divine feminine has for you right now. So you guys chose the orange calcite. So I'm going to pop that by here, and I'm going to start with your tarot cards and we will get in. So spirit guides, please can you tap me into the collective of pile number 2, please? Okay, they keep showing me the collective of you like submerged in water. Some of you guys may resonate with Mintaka and Starseeds. They keep showing me that. Or you may just really have an affiliation with water, feel very connected around water, the sea, the ocean, even just like showers and baths. It's just this energy. You may even work with water in regards to like manifestations. You may do like the 2-cup quantum jump, you know, manifestation, or you may do like scrying, connecting to your third eye and your crown chakra, and you know, seeing visions in water. I see somebody doing scrying. There's something about water working very well for you, and it actually connects you with your inner divine feminine, I'm being told. And funnily enough, you chose the orange calcite, which connects us to our sacral chakra, which is ruled by water. So there's something very strong about water for you here. Pile number 2, please spirit, messages from pile number 2's inner divine feminine. Okay. There's a message coming through from your inner divine feminine to own your divine feminine. Own your vulnerability, own your emotions, own everything that makes you you, whether you are a male or a female. I feel like you guys have a very beautiful connection to your inner divine feminine, and there is this strong message, this strong message coming through from your inner divine feminine. Do not let people convince you that shining your light is wrong, or opening your heart is wrong, or being vulnerable is wrong. You being connected to your emotions that way is you being connected to your soul and your heart. That is your connection to your inner divine feminine. Never allow people to dim your light that way. I feel like you may have been around people, pile number 2, that have told you you're too much, or told you, you know, why are you getting emotional over this? How are you so vulnerable? Or you're too kind. That is you owning your divine feminine, and there is nothing wrong with that. I feel like in the world, we are pretty much taught that being vulnerable, being sweet, being nice, showing our love and affection is weak. That's not weak. To be able to own our vulnerability and shine it out, that is strength. That is strength. And somebody that is very connected to their emotions. And normally people that have been through a lot, transmuted that energy, are able to connect to that. So I feel like you've been through a lot and you're very strong. But people who do that are very strong in nature, you know, because they're connected to their emotions and they have that vulnerability to feel them. And I feel like you've had people take advantage of you in the past, in which you maybe even looked in the mirror and felt like, I need to harden up, I'm too nice. And Spirit is saying no. Yes, okay, maybe you've had to learn boundaries, and yes, okay, you've had to put your foot down with people, and yes, I'm hearing some of you guys have learned that you can't heal everybody, but that doesn't mean that you were supposed to completely dismiss your divine feminine, because you were very connected to her. And with this Ace of Cups energy, I feel like that's what connects you to your individuality. That is what connects you to your imagination, to your creativity. And Spirit's calling you to bask in it and own it. Every time that you want to be kind for no reason, or you know, cry for no reason, or allow your emotions to come out and be vulnerable, that is you owning your divine feminine, and there is nothing wrong with that. Do not allow people to dim you or take you away from that, because that is what makes you you. I feel you have a beautiful heart. I feel like you guys may feel connected as well as Mintaka. You may feel connected to the Pleiades. There's something about your heart. I'm also being taken to Blue Avians as well. You have a beautiful heart, and that's what leads you in this lifetime. Do not allow other people to make you turn away from your heart or let it turn to stone. I don't see that could even happen, but I do feel that sometimes people have tried to shame you for your emotions or being very feminine. Maybe, you know, you may be like a male and want to wear makeup or want to paint your nails or something like that, or do things that are considered in this lifetime quote unquote feminine. That does not make you any less of a person. You know what I mean? That doesn't make you any different. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. We are supposed to connect to our divine feminine and our divine masculine, and you do not have to be a specific gender to connect to it. And even if you are a female watching this, or identify as a female watching this, being, you know, girly or painting your nails or doing makeup or being that person, it shouldn't be demonized. You know, when we look at like Hollywood movies and they kind of demonize people that embrace femininity, they kind of create that as like the bad girl, like Mean Girls, you know what I mean? They embrace their femininity and it's like, oh, they're mean girls. We see that all the time, or it's seen as superficial. There's almost this energy of people maybe trying to have you not embrace that, but I feel that's where your abundance is. I feel that's where your individuality is. I feel like that's where your creativity is, you know, male or female, you know. Connecting with spirituality, connecting to your emotions, connecting to you know, I'm even being told like scents and perfumes or makeup, you know, male or female. I'm seeing makeup and art like that, painting your nails, clothes. Like there's just something about that. I'm being called for you to embrace that. Do not let anybody else pull you away from that. Because you are very connected to it, but I feel like some people may shun you for it, or may not understand it, or may tell you you're too much, you're too emotional, okay? And I'm really being called to say, that's where your light is. That's where your heart is. That's where you're more comfortable, you know? Pile number 2. Messages from their inner divine feminine. Messages from... Oh, why do they keep falling on the floor today? I think it's because I'm sitting a bit further away. Let me just move closer. Okay, we have Judgment. And we have the 3 of Wands. You know what I find about you guys as well? You have such a beautiful presence. I feel like you're very much an individual. And I feel like you don't even see how much you shine. And I feel like people have tried to take you away from your light. But there's this essence of people trying to take you away from your light, or make you think that your dreams, your imagination, these ideas you have are too much. But then at the same time, I feel like people copy you. You know what I mean? I feel like the same people will try and copy you, or take those ideas from you, or try to shine like you, you know? Maybe you're somebody that likes to like dress up and make yourself look presentable and when you go out. And then you'll like find that someone will be like, why do you do this? Like, you're literally being over the top. Like, you're trying too much. Like, just stop. But then the next time you go out, that person's like dressed up like you were before. And you're like, wait, what? You know, or somebody's like, why are you wearing that? That's too much. But then the next time you see them, they're wearing the same thing. It's like, I feel like you've been like a victim in the past of people trying to take your light just for them to try and mimic it themselves. Or you have a group of people that try to tell you you're too much or shining too bright. And then you have the other people that just try and mimic you and be like you. But it's time to own that. It's time to step into who you are. It doesn't matter what X, Y, and Z say. You are you. Stop dimming your light for other people to feel comfortable is the message from your inner divine feminine. Embrace all of the beauty that you are, the uniqueness that you are. You know what I mean? Embrace it. There's a message from the inner divine feminine like, embrace me, you know? It doesn't, if people feel small in your presence, that is not your job to then comfort them. That is their job to work on those insecurities and see why they feel small, or it's their job to feel inspired and look within and enlarge themselves, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense. I was trying to put an image they were showing me into words. Hope it made sense, but you know what I mean. I feel like you're a lot of people's muse. You really are, and I feel like sometimes you don't see it because people have tried to attack that. People have tried to make you feel like, well, why, you know, why are you dressed like that? Why are you like that? You're too much. These ideas, this project you're working on, that's too high in the sky. You, like, no, you know? And I just feel like Spirit's calling you to tap into your inner divine feminine and embrace her, you know? Another thing as well, I feel like you ooze sexuality, whether you are a male or female, you ooze it. You are somebody that has you're like a siren in a way. And I feel like that as well intimidates people. But I'm being told not to dim that either. Keep being that. They're playing me the Doja Cat song Woman. And whether you're a male or female, they're telling you to listen to that and embody the divine feminine in that way. To connect with your physical body, your sensuality. Again, sacral chakra, we're coming through here. Your sensuality, and own it. Don't let people shame you for it. I feel like you're very attractive, or your body is like seen as very attractive, or you're just somebody that is very alluring like that. And I'm being told for you to just keep shining that out. Don't dim it or feel like you have to hide that. You know what I mean? Be you. Do not let people kind of like dull your sparkle in a way. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. Messages from their inner divine feminine. Messages from pile number 2's inner divine feminine. Messages from pile number 2's inner divine feminine. We have the Hanged Man. Messages from pile number 2's inner divine feminine. We have the 9 of Wands. Messages from pile number 2, Queen of Swords. Okay, and the back of the deck we have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, okay, so with the 7 of Cups and the Hanged Man, you guys, I'm just really picking up this energy like you're very multi-dimensional as well. I feel like you're someone in any field that I just feel like you have your hands in a lot of pies or a lot of pots, or you have a lot of talents. There's a lot that you can really shine out with. And I'm being told like there's ideas that you have, or pathways that you want to take, or jobs that you want to go down that may not be what the norm would expect for you. And I feel like people are trying to like put you in a box or shun you in a box or be like, this isn't going to work. Like, you need to think logic. I'm being shown that. Or maybe you're worried about letting these new parts of your personality, or these parts of your personality that have always been there, shine out, because it's like, well, what will they say? They already ridicule me for this, or they already copy me with this, and they already take this from me, or they try to laugh at me for this, or they try to put me down for this. Who am I to even come out with this or that? You know? But I'm being told to embody every single part of you. That's what I'm being told to say to you guys. Embody every single part of you. Keep glowing and shining, you know? With the 9 of Wands and the Queen of Swords here, it's like I feel like you guys are worried sometimes to speak up and speak your mind, or wear something, or follow a career path, because it's like, what would they say? And your inner divine feminine is coming through to say, F what they say. F what they say. You are you. Embody it. Embody yourself in every inch, you know? do not allow outside opinions to validate you. Their perception is not your reality, you know? That's what I'm picking up from you guys. With the Seven of Wands, I almost feel like you're scared you'll be ridiculed, so you're like on the defense. You know, I can't wear this, I can't look like this, I can't go after this because I'm going to get ridiculed. And your inner divine feminine saying, embody, embrace your inner divine feminine. Everything that you love, everything that you are, shine it out and stand in it. Stand in it, you know? And that's coming from your heart as well. I feel like there's something about your vulnerability. I feel like I don't know whether you've learn to kind of harden up or not show your heart or not show your emotions, and Spirit's saying allow them to come out. Be nice for no reason, you know, be nice for no reason. The world needs that, you know, because I feel like you're naturally kind-natured, but I feel like you're telling yourself you need to harden up, you need to close that off, you know, you need to walk around with the defense, and your inner divine feminine saying no. Smile, you know what I mean? Let that beautiful smile out and be nice and be kind and show your vulnerability. And the thing is, I feel like you've learned boundaries. If somebody was to be mean for no reason, or somebody was to do something, I feel like you've learned boundaries to stand up for yourself and say no. You know, I feel like you've learned that. But now is the time to let every part of you out, let every part of you shine, let your emotions shine. The purity that is your soul, let it out. And the creative projects and ideas that you have, let them out, let it all out. Everything that is you, let it out. It doesn't matter what other people say. That's a message from your inner divine feminine. Let that pure heart shine. Who cares who it triggers? You know what I mean? That's for them, that's not for you. You're not supposed to dim your light. That's the message from your inner divine feminine. Because I feel your souls, you're so sweet. Like, so sweet. You have such a beautiful heart, and I feel like a lot of your life you've been so kind to people and so nurturing to people and so nice, and then you've been met with, you're doing too much, or this is too much, or why are you getting dramatic? You know what I mean? Like, why are you being dramatic? XYZ. I'm hearing that. You know, maybe you've stepped towards partnerships and then they've done you wrong, and then when you've reacted, it's like, oh, why are you being like this? Why are you being so overly emotional? And then you felt like, oh, maybe I need to hold all of this in. No, the right person's going to come along and love your vulnerability and love your heart. That is you. It's what makes you you. It's not meant to be shunned. The same way, you know, what I was talking about, these ideas, these projects that you may be feeling you need to hide away, a part of yourself that you need to hide away. Spirit's saying, shine it all out. That's the message from your inner divine feminine. Embrace me. Embrace me unapologetically. It's okay to be kind and nice and sweet. That's not a bad thing, you know? It's okay to be quirky and like to take care of your appearance, and it's okay to do that, you know? It's okay to live through your imagination and bring them into reality and do a job that isn't the norm. It's okay to do that, because that means you're embracing who you are. And that's the message from your inner divine feminine. I'm going to pull 2 more cards. Oracle cards for you. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. Messages from pile number 2's inner divine feminine. Okay, so we have the high tide. Energy is rising, emotions are escalating. I'm going to pull 1 more and then we'll get into it. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. Pile number 2. A message from pile number 2's higher self. We have mermaid. Embrace change, transformation, and adaptability. I love how we have mermaid, and I was saying you guys may resonate with Mintaka because I feel water energy around you. You guys may have a lot of Cancer or Pisces in your chart, or Scorpio, but it's more so coming through as Cancer or Pisces. I'll get to the back of the deck now, but let me just show you guys these 2 cards. So we have energy is rising, emotions are escalating. And again, this is very much coming through like, the more you shun your emotions, because I feel like the world wants everyone to act like a bad bee and not be bothered, etc., etc. And that's fine if that's how you literally resonate, but we don't all resonate like that. I don't resonate like that. I can't be like that. I literally can't, you know? But the more you turn that purity off to try and harden the shell, the more disconnected you feel to yourself. And that's a part of you that your inner divine feminine wants you to embrace, these emotions. You know, high tide, energy is rising, emotions are escalating. What connects you and has you move through life and connects you to your passions and connects you to people is your beautiful heart. It is not meant to be limited or shunned. Your heart can move mountains. That's what your inner divine feminine is saying. So embrace it and allow it out. Allow it to lead the way. Do not feel like you need to harden it, you know? Love who you are. You have such a gentle soul. Embody it, you know? Because I feel like you may have been telling yourself, or maybe you've taught yourself to hide. And maybe it was beneficial to hide in the past while you were learning boundaries, while you were learning discernment. But I'm being told you've learned that now. So now it's time to lead the way with the heart, with your heart again, you know? I'm hearing the Jhené Aiko song, Lead the Way. That song keeps coming up in a lot of the readings. You may be from the same pile I've said it to before, but Jhené Aiko, Lead the Way. And then with Mermaid, embrace change, transformation, adaptability. I don't know why, like I'm being like taken with this shell. It's reminding me of Moana, which funnily enough, it was, you know, connecting to the sea. And you know that scene at the end, and I'm being told, I may have even told you this before, when Tafiti, they take her heart, like the crystal thing that keeps her like connected to herself, they take it away, and she turns into this kind of like mud flamey demon, you know, she's kind of like lost herself in a way. And Moana kind of holds the shell up, and she sings to Tafiti, you know, this is not who you are, who you truly are. And she gives that heart, that crystal thing back to her. And all of a sudden that anger, that, you know, crazy like volcanic energy, it kind of falls away around her. And she's back like Mother Earth, you know what I mean? Like Mother Gaia, and she's connected to herself again. And that's what I'm being shown with this card. I'm being told to really look at the imagery, like, allow your heart to lead you home and tap back into yourself. I would call you guys to maybe watch that scene after this reading. It's type in Moana, know who you are, and I'm sure that scene will just pop up. It's such a beautiful scene. But that came through. In the back of the deck, we have the seahorse. Follow your intuition. You're on the right path. So I just keep being told your heart knows the way. Your heart knows the way. Tune into your heart and embody your inner divine feminine. Your heart knows the way, is the message. I feel like I don't know why, I just keep feeling like somebody at one point was so kind to people and had it kind of like taken advantage with this Ace of Cups. It's like you were offering this big cup, and people either took advantage or just took advantage of your kindness, took your kindness for weakness, to the point where you were like, I need to harden up. I can't be seen as sweet because people are just going to take advantage of me. But in that time, you've learned boundaries, and now it's like, you know, and I feel like you've perfected your inner divine masculine, but now it's time to tap back into your inner divine feminine with those boundaries, knowing that if somebody tries to take, you can be like, up, boundaries, like, no, you know, like you have that energy. My cat just looked up at me like that, like I was gonna tell her off, you know, when I went up, my cat just looked up like, sorry. That's what my cat just did. But yeah, I feel like you've learned those boundaries now to be able to have that balance and have your heart leading the way again, you know, and not feel ashamed or shunned for being who you are. Because you're very connected to your divine feminine, and whenever you feel lost, it's because you're to the other way, you know, turning your back on it, because you've been hurt. But I'm being told to reconnect with that. So that's the message from your inner divine feminine. Pile number 2, embody her. Everything that connects you to your inner divine feminine, embody her. Whether you're a male or female, embody her. Because that is where that light shines from. Also, don't worry about people trying to copy you. That's your light. It's just not going to work. It's like trying to put the wrong... it's like putting petrol in a diesel car. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to fit. Like, it's not. You know? It's like Cinderella's glass slipper. You know, people can try and be you all they want, but at the end of the day, those evil stepsisters, they was trying to put that glass slipper on. Didn't fit them though, did it? It really didn't fit them. I'm sure one of them broke it. Let them have trouble sticking their foot in that glass slipper, because that glass slipper is yours. I wouldn't even worry about people trying to copy you. Keep shining out, because no one can do it like you, you know? So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. I really hope that you enjoyed. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if this video resonated. I'm sending you guys all of my love, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are currently taking a look at what messages your inner divine feminine have for you right now. So you guys chose the amethyst crystal. I'm going to pop that over here. I'm going to start with your tarot cards, and then we will move into your oracle cards. So Spirit, tap me into the collective of pile number 3, please. Tap me into the collective of pile number 3. I don't know why I just got shown grapes. Maybe somebody's spraying like a grape spray, or drinking like a grape soda, or eating grapes. I just got shown that randomly. Pile 3, and somebody may be sipping something through a straw, because I just like literally felt a straw in my mouth, really weirdly. So somebody may be sipping something through a straw as I'm typing, but that's what I just felt randomly. So pile number 3, tap me into the collective of pile number 3, please, Spirit. Tap me into the inner divine feminine of pile number 3. Tap me into the inner divine feminine of pile number 3. What does pile number 3's inner divine feminine have to say to pile number 3 right now? Hierophant. Okay. Okay. I'm being told for you guys to stop doubting your spiritual gifts, because you have worked on your spiritual gifts in many lifetimes. And if you guys have been wondering about taking up a profession that is connecting to spirit in any way, or leading people with spirituality or your gifts, I'm being told that you're on the right track, but there's something about you almost not feeling like you are, how can I explain this? There's this feeling of you not feeling like, it's almost like imposter syndrome, like, who am I to do this? Who am I to be doing this? It's almost like maybe you've been taught through childhood to keep small. Maybe you had a situation in your childhood where there was like a empath knack situation, where you were kind of made to doubt yourself in a way, or told that like you weren't worthy. But you have these beautiful healing abilities, or at least you're able to channel the divine very efficiently. But there's this energy of, who am I to be doing this? Or is this really my path? And the answer is yes. That's even why you chose the amethyst crystal, because it connects with your higher self so strongly, you know? Let's get into it. Pile number 3, what is the message from that inner divine feminine? What is pile number 3's message from that inner divine feminine? What is the message? The Hermit. Okay. Pile 3, what is the message from pile number 3's inner divine feminine? 8 of Wands. Okay. What is the message from pile number 3's inner divine feminine? 5 of Cups. Okay, you have a lot of air energy. I know this is fire with the wands, but I'm being told that you have a lot of air energy in your chart, maybe either air or fire. And you've been learning on where to direct it, because this is what I'm picking up from you guys. You have a lot of passion, fire energy, but also you have a lot of again, it's energy within your body. It's like air energy. It's like your mind's racing. It's like your mind can just go 100 miles per minute. I'm picking up Gemini energy very strong from you guys. Whether it's in tropical or sidereal, I'm picking it up. And I'm just feeling like you're learning where to channel it. There's something about your inner divine feminine teaching you where to channel that energy, where to channel those passions. Let me get into it. This is quite strong. Pile 3. Messages from pile number 3's inner divine feminine, please, Spirit. at that. Look at that. You guys connect to the higher realms very, very easy, but there's this energy like you'll overthink sometimes. Am I making it all up? You know, like I'm hearing that. And trust me, that's a normal thing to think. When I first started to connect with spirit, I think, am I making this all up? You know, am I making this all up? Is this just a daydream? Until things started coming true and I was like, oh, maybe not. Pile 3, let me get into it. Pile 3, what is the message from pile number 3's inner divine feminine right now? What is the message from pile number 3? Let me grab the card. It just dropped. King of Wands. What is the message from pile number 3's inner divine feminine? Okay, I'm getting a message and this is very profound. 6 of Cups at the back of the deck. Okay. Let me just sort this out because I need everything to be perfect while I channel this. This is quite a big, kind of profound message that's coming through. Okay. What I'm seeing is somebody that has strong psychic abilities. And your inner divine feminine is saying, you right now may be comparing yourself to other people in maybe the field of spirituality. If it isn't spirituality, guys, it could be anything to do with like 12th house, like music. But for a lot of you guys, I really do feel like it's connecting with spirit. And I'm being told that maybe you'll look at maybe trends that are happening right now. You see people on TikTok talking about, I don't even know what they're talking about on there, but we see a lot of quote unquote new age practices coming out, and there are so many things connected to spirituality. There's astrology, there's numerology, there's manifestation, there's crystals, and there's herbs. There's so much, and I almost feel like somebody stood there looking at it all and going, where do I even fit in? What do I even belong to? Like, how am I even supposed to shine out in this mass of people? You know what I mean? Like, there's people that have been doing astrology for years, or people that have been doing tarot for years, and I watch them, or I get readings from them, and they're able to connect. And yeah, okay, that's true, but you have something so unique to bring to the table. There are words that can only be channeled by you. There is wisdom in your soul that only your soul has worked through, incarnated through, connected to, learned from. Only your soul has learned that. And there's parts of you that are able to connect to that energy in different ways than other people can, you know? Like, there's people on this platform that are more suited and more connect with love readings, and you see on their channel they'll just do love readings. But then you'll see other people and they're more so connected on guidance readings and things like that, or hyping people up, and that's them tapping into their strengths and using it to connect, you know, and how they can relate their wisdom. For me, I feel like the direction for me is more starseeds and, you know, the ethereal and guidance that way. But you too, you also have so much, I'm hearing cosmic intelligence within you that is one of a kind and can only be channeled by you. What they're saying here with this 8 of Wands and the 5 of Cups is, you, for example, could see loads of people doing tarot, right? I feel like that's become a bit of a trend in a sense, and you're like, you've tried reading with tarot, but then it's like, oh, this doesn't really fit for me. But maybe you weren't supposed to read tarot. Maybe you were supposed to read runes. Or maybe you're more suited to direct channeling. Maybe you're supposed to read rose petals and flower petals. Maybe you're supposed to read shells, you know? Because it's not like a one size fits all. I feel like it's projected that way at the moment, but it's not. You know, maybe you guys have been trying something and it just haven't fitted for you, but that doesn't mean that spirituality in a sense or connecting with your gifts isn't yours. It just means there's a different path for you, or there's a different way of doing it. Maybe you guys have seen astrology on the rise, but maybe your soul has so much wisdom with numerology, you know? Or maybe you guys are more connected to shamanism and energy work in that way. Either way, you have healing abilities within you, and you are very connected to the divine. And just because one thing doesn't work out for you doesn't mean that every way in which to connect with spirit and relay messages and heal isn't for you, you know. Or maybe you're supposed to read tarot but in a completely different way, you know. I very much learned with myself, the way that I shine and the way I feel more fulfilled when I finish doing readings is the starseed readings or the guidance readings, you know. I could do 100 love readings, but they don't connect to me the way that starseed readings do, you know. So it's like finding, and it's trial and error, finding what works for you, you know. When I started doing personal readings, I was doing personal readings through text. I was typing them up, but I didn't feel like connected to them in that way. It didn't mean that I was a failure at that. It just meant that I had to speak, because spirit speaks to me through my voice, you know. So I had to switch it to that. And that's what I'm being shown. It's trial and error, you know. It's trial and error and finding what fits for you. Finding what makes you feel more comfortable. That's what I'm being told for you guys. With the Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man, there's something about spirit speaking through you as well. I feel like spirit speaks through you. You know, sometimes when I'll do a reading and I'll talk for about 30 or 40 minutes, that's spirit speaking through me. I activate my throat chakra for spirit to speak through me. I feel you may be a channeler, Pile 3, where the energy just downloads in and you speak it out. And that's the thing, I didn't know I was a channeler. When I first started reading tarot, I was reading for my friends, or I was just reading for myself, and I wasn't really speaking things out. I was more so texting my friends, or I was, you know, talking to myself. So I wasn't having the practice of speaking aloud and spirit speaking through me until I started to be in front of people and read for people in person, and then bringing it onto YouTube and speaking. That was when I realized the power of my throat chakra and the power of my channeling. And it's trial and error. And that's the message from your inner divine feminine. Getting to know how you want to move forward with this gift. It's just because something doesn't work for you doesn't mean that you're not destined for it, or that you're not worthy of it. You have these abilities and you have them for a reason, but it's finding your path. And trial and error is the best way. We learn through mistakes. You know, we learn by, how do we know that an outfit isn't going to do well for us if we didn't try it on first? You know, there's many times where I have a vision in my head of what I want to look like, and then I'll put the outfit on and I don't look like what I want to look like, right? But I had to try it on to know that that wasn't for me and find something that would fit me even better. And that's what Spirit is calling you to do right now. Have time and give yourself time for trial and error and trying on different hats, seeing what lights you up, you know? Because it may not even be astrology or numerology. Maybe it's palmistry that you're wanting to go down, you know? Maybe it's palmistry. Maybe it's past life readings that you want to do. Maybe by connecting with spirit more, you realize that you have mediumship abilities. Because I'm being told some of you guys have mediumship abilities and that they're starting to break, and that you're walking around and seeing movement or like white flashes in front of you, and you're like, what is that? That's spirit. And I'm being told slowly, as you are willing to open up to it, because it's not going to happen if you don't want it to happen, mediumship abilities are about to crack for some of you. It won't be for all of you, but whoever resonates with that. If you've been seeing movement around, things moving behind you, or just really been seeing spirit even in front of you here and there, or maybe waking up seeing something and then it's kind of like not there anymore, that's mediumship abilities falling through and breaking for you. And with this King of Wands and the Page of Swords, it's like right now there's a bit of fog here. You're like, I don't know what path to go down. But at one point, you see this king here? At one point, the king was also the page. He was the page, he was the knight, and then he became the king. And that's you. It's just trial and error and learning what works for you in this lifetime. You know? Because I'm being shown somebody knowing that this is their path, but then going, but how? But what fits me? But what works for me? You know? And it's not one size fits all. Some crystals will work for some people. They absolutely don't work for other people, you know? Crystals that some people would swear by, they do nothing for other people. Same with foods and herbs and everything. You know, some of you guys may even go into like, you know, healing the body with foods and herbs and connecting to that, you know? And on that spiritual journey and on that part of following our soul, there's so many things that unravel. Something that might not work for you now may work for you down the line. You know, when I started learning astrology, I had to drop numerology because I had to just focus on that because there was so much to it. But it didn't mean that I was never going to do numerology. I started learning it later down the line. And that's what I'm being told for you guys. Make space to trial and error and try new things, you know? That's how you learn. But these abilities, they're very strong, Pile 3. And you learn as you move forward with them what fits right for you and what doesn't. You know, when I first started my channel, how burnt out I used to get because I didn't know how to, protect my energy. And I'd start thinking, oh my God, is this really for me? I'm getting so burnt out and I'm so tired. I had to learn, you know, and adapt to protecting my energy. You know, it wasn't, I couldn't just delve in and channel anymore. I had to make sure that I had boundaries and I was, you know, protecting myself. But that didn't mean that the path I was walking down was wrong. I was just adapting. And that's what's coming through here. Because I'm picking up with this energy here of the Eight of Wands. It's like you have so many ideas, but then it's like Spirit's calling you to focus on one thing, try it out. If it doesn't move on, try something else. There's something about that. Really look at what feels like home for you, not just what you think it is. Because sometimes when we meditate and we connect with Spirit, we sometimes connect with what we think we should be seeing. And that's one thing that I always get asked in regards to my gifts. You know what I mean? How do you like channel like that? And the way that I channel, the way that I do, is I have zero expectations. And when I was going through my spiritual awakening back in like 2014, it wasn't really well known. Not that I have the internet to really research what I was going through. So I had zero expectations. I connected and that was it. And whatever came through, it came through and I had to trust. So I had zero expectations of what I was going to see, who I was going to come into contact with, what I was going to fall on. And that's how I was able to have that kind of spontaneous energy to allow myself to drift to what felt right for me. So instead of projecting where you feel you need to be or what you feel you need to be doing, allow your heart to lead the way. Because you just might find that a part of yourself is somewhere that isn't exactly highlighted by the mainstream right now, or highlighted, or something you haven't even realized right now. You know, you may fall onto something that you have a passion for, that you connect to, that you haven't even heard of right now. Allow your heart to lead the way in that perspective. And I'm being told to really, again, it's like follow your intuition, follow your heart, try new things, try everything if you have to. Because there's something about somebody feeling like, oh wait, I'm not really connecting to tarot, but then being an absolute pro at like reading shells or reading runes and being so good at it. Or somebody feeling like they can't connect to astrology, but then like literally being a like amazing numerologist. There's something about that coming through. And then the thing is with astrology and numerology as well, I feel like they're stepping stones to each other. And I feel like whichever one you learn first, it usually bridges onto the other, if that makes sense. It usually bridges onto the other one. So there's something about that. Pile number 3. Messages from pile number 3 is Inner Divine Feminine. Ooh. Sea glass, your future is being rewritten, a time for deep healing. Okay. So, you know, I was being told at the beginning that you may be feeling like you have a little bit of imposter syndrome, or who am I to be doing this? I feel like there's a little bit energy there in the sense of, by you going on what I feel is an awakening, going through an ascension, connecting to your higher self, what I am picking up is that a lot of these old timelines are what blocks you from your intuition, or what blocks you from your spiritual gifts is coming up, which may be why you're feeling a little bit insecure, feeling like, who am I to be doing that? These are ingrained ideas that have been put on you maybe in childhood, or maybe you've taught yourself that. Maybe you've never felt like you were worthy to do that or be that. And I'm being told that right now, as you are ascending, you are going through this awakening. And these insecurities, this who am I to be doing this, they are coming up for a resolute for you to purge, so you can stand in your own truth. Because sometimes, the thing is about our gifts, we all have spiritual gifts, we all do. But sometimes they're buried beneath wounds, or they're buried beneath ideas or small minds, right? And how we connect to them, we have to kind of sometimes take a layer off. I have mediumship abilities, but I didn't always have them. Why? I was petrified of seeing spirit. I used to watch horror movies, ghost hunting all the time. I ingrained this fear of spirit. So every time spirit visited me like that, I would be in fight or flight. I'd run away from it. But what I did was I released the fear. I looked it in the eye. I released the fear and I let it go. So there's something about, and I feel like it was from childhood with the Six of Cups, you telling yourself, who am I to be doing this? Or maybe you've had parents saying that is nonsense, or that isn't true, or you shouldn't be doing that, it's devil work. I've had all of that, you know. But I'm being told for you to release that, look it in the eye, let it go, purge that, because that will get you more connected to your gifts as well, you know. To tap into our divinity and our third eye and our crown chakra, we have to let go of the idea that we are not magic, that we're not connected to spirit. We have to let go of that. And there's something about purging that away and realizing who you are. One more card. Pile number. It's funny, the way that they're connecting, and I don't know whether this is how you connect with spirit, the way they're connecting with me, they are making me feel. So I'm not hearing words to be able to relay. It's like I am embodying. Some of you guys are strong clairsentient. You will like sit with someone, you can feel their emotions. I'm even being told, like I'm being shown somebody sitting next to somebody on a train or a bus, picking up on their migraine. And then thinking, oh my God, I have a really bad migraine. But then the minute that person gets up and leaves, you no longer have a migraine. And you're like, what is that? Or you're sat next to somebody and you have toothache, but then that person leaves and you no longer have toothache. But you're taking on the pain of the other person and the energy of the other person, not even realizing it. There's something about that. So the way that they're making me read for you is embodying an energy to show you, or embodying a feeling. Because I keep feeling like, who am I to be doing this? There are so many people out there. There are, but they're not you. They haven't lived the past lives that you have, where you were connecting with spirit and, you know, making connections with spirit and learning this and learning that. They didn't do that. That's your journey, and that's for you. That's now your words and wisdom to come out. You're on your own journey, you know. Pile number 3, please, spirit. We have this sea turtle. Slow down, be patient, and persistent. Yeah, there's this energy to go almost into hermit mode and really connect to your higher self. And really ask, what suits me? Where should I go? You know, where do I go? What will feel right for me? Look at the back of the deck. The green flash, the impossible is possible. You know, you have all of the ability to bring in your manifestations, bring these gifts in. If you want to do this as a job, you have that in you. Trust me, the divine will work with you. When you choose to do this as your occupation, if that's what you want to do, or you choose for this to be your path, believe me, spirit will be walking with you. And I do feel that it is with this amethyst crystal here, but it's a message here of slowing down. Don't worry about what X, Y, and Z are doing or how they're doing it. Forge your own path. You're here to forge your own path and find your own way. You're an individual. You're here to bring this fresh energy and forge your own path. You know, you're here to be you. And your own spiritual gifts are tailored to you too, you know. So there's a message to tap into your higher self. As to where your strengths are, you know. And again, trial and error. But this is definitely, you definitely have these gifts. If you've been doubting yourself, please don't. You definitely have a connection to spirit. You're almost like a bridge from the higher realms to the physical realms. That's what you kind of act as, a lot of you. And spirit definitely speaks through for you. You feel like you have what I have. You channel energy from the divine through your crown chakra, and then you speak it out. Like it's like, the only way I can explain it, if you've ever done it like me, it's like I'm talking now and I don't even realize what I'm saying till the words are out of my mouth. It's like I'm learning while I'm speaking. It's like that in a way. Sometimes I can put my input, but usually it just floods through like a tsunami. And my body heats up when I do it. So if that is a gift that you have, no, your body may heat up. But that's what I'm being told. You have all of your wisdom. You have all of your wisdom. You're meant to follow the crowd. You're meant to be shining out, you know, and tailoring it to what works for you. So that is what I have for you, Pal 3. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I'm sending you guys all of my love. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if this resonated. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pal 4, welcome to your reading. So we are currently taking a look at what messages your inner divine feminine have for you right now. So you guys chose the blue calcite. I'm going to pop that over here, and I'm going to start with your tarot cards, and then we will move in with your oracle cards. So spirit guides, please tap me into the collective of pile number 4, please. What messages do that inner divine feminine have to say right now? What messages do pile number 4s? I just heard it's time to let go, and then the 6 of cups just like flipped over. I'm gonna get into it, but I just heard that pile 4. What messages do pile number 4's inner divine feminine have to say? We have the Queen of Cups. Okay. What message does pile number 4's inner divine feminine have to say right now? We have the Page of Swords. What is that noise? Oh, it's next door. The Hanged Man. What message does pile number 4's inner divine feminine have to say? Knight of Swords. What messages does pile number 4's inner divine feminine have to say? The Hermit reversed. Okay. What messages does pile number 4's inner divine feminine have to say right now? Oh God. Am I using these cards? Yeah. Okay. We have the King of Swords reversed with Death. That was upright when I seen it, so I'm going to keep it upright. And the back of the deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Alright, okay. So, I'm being told, pile number 4, that you are entering a new cycle. You are moving forward. I feel like you've done a lot of inner work. And you know what I'm feeling, pal 4? You've been through a lot as well. And I feel like you've done a lot of inner work. And you have a very healing energy. And I feel you've done the utmost best to help the people around you heal, work through what they're going through. I feel like you're always there for everybody else. I feel like you really want the best for people. And as well as being that nurturer for everybody else, I do feel like you've been nurturing yourself. I do feel like you've been doing inner work. I feel like you've been transcending. That's what I feel like you've been doing. Like I feel like you've really grown up. You're here with the Queen of Cups. However, as I feel like you've either gone through a spiritual awakening, or you've gone through another ascension, or maybe even a Kundalini awakening, or you've just moved out of an old phase. There's almost this energy of, with this Page of Swords, you're looking back to the past, the 6 of Cups. It's like looking back to what once was, or who was with you, and almost wanting them to join you, you know? For some of you guys, I feel like it goes deep. For some of you guys, it's like wanting that person that you may have been going back and forth with to finally level up in the way that you have and be what you want them to be. Or maybe, and I'm going to say this, make it a bit heavy because it's coming through heavy, maybe looking back and wishing or wanting that parent to heal the way you have and level up to be what you would want them to be. You know, be that mother or be that father, or that friend to really be what you need them to be in this moment, you know what I mean, and be on that same level as you. However, we are not responsible for other people's healing. And I feel like you have so much newness ahead, but there's almost this sorrow of feeling like you don't want to leave somebody behind, or still waiting for that person to realize that they need to level up or need to ascend. But it's their soul's journey to choose whether they want to move forward or not. Some souls honestly do choose resistance and choose to stay where they're at and keep going round in circles. And as much as we love them, if we keep trying to lead that pony to the water, You know, we can't make it drink. And if we keep leading it to the water, we're not following that journey and opening up to the newness because we're still wanting to heal or fix or help others that are, and I'm not going to say behind us in the sense of you're below me, but they're not choosing to do that inner work. There's something about a connection or something that just doesn't fit where you are at right now, but wanting to fix it or wanting to save it or wanting to heal it or wanting to help lead the way. But that is not your job, is the message from your inner divine feminine. And looking to the past is stopping you from embracing and opening up to this future that you have. When things are not aligning with us anymore, it's because there is something else better to take its place. And there's this energy, I keep picking up Cancer energy, feeling stuck in the past or feeling stuck with someone, feeling like a duty to be stuck with someone, you know, whether it's a parent wanting to stick with them to help them heal, you know what I mean? And yes, we can be there for people and, you know, all of that, but we can't force someone to be something that they are not ready to be. We can't force somebody to be finally ready to commit if they don't want to do the inner work to change. And that's a message from your inner divine feminine. You are only in responsibility of your own healing and your own emotions, and your inner divine feminine is calling you to move forward. You know, keep shining that light and move forward. You are not meant to fix and heal everybody on your path. We can't heal somebody if they don't want to be healed, you know? And there's this energy to keep moving forward and keep shining that light with the hope that if we keep shining that light, they may get inspired by that and then do the inner work themselves. But we cannot spark the light in someone else. They have to do it themselves. And some people just resist. Some souls honestly do just resist. It's happened in my life, you know? It's happened in my life. I've had to step away from people, and God knows I wanted them with me in this new chapter of my life and moving on to my blessings, but they didn't want to budge. And I had to admit that to myself and move on. But it doesn't mean that moving forward you're going to be lonely or there's going to be an absence, because the universe will put people on your path that have done the inner work and are able to resonate with you and reciprocate that beautiful energy. Someone that you don't have to keep betraying yourself to fix is the message from your inner divine feminine. And that's what's coming through here with this Knight of Swords and the Hermit reversed. It's like you're wanting to rescue, be the knight in shining armor, go back to certain people and help them see the way. But I feel like you've already done that lots of times and they didn't budge. And it's not that you're abandoning them, you know? It's not that you're abandoning them, but you've got to do for you and move forward. Sometimes we do ourselves a misjustice by not admitting to ourselves that they just don't want to do that work, you know? Or they're just, I had to admit about, you know, people in my family, they just weren't willing to heal. They were comfortable playing the victim, or they were comfortable in the cycle that they were in. They were comfortable in sorrow. I offered them many ways out. It happened with friends too. You know, I offered friends lots of ways out of things, even set things up for them to do better. They didn't want to walk through that door, and I did everything to make it comfortable for them. So I had to learn that was when I had to step away. It was for them to learn. And there's a message here about something in your life you're trying to fix, but you've done everything you can. I'm not saying don't be there for people. You know, I'm still there for people, but doing everything I can to kind of push them through the door. I can't then make your legs move for you. You've got to walk through the door, and that's what you're learning, you know? They've got to want it, and they've got to do it for themselves. And sometimes we interrupt their karma by trying to push them to be what we want them to be, you know? And I see it's coming from a pure place. You want them to be the best version of themselves, or you want them to be healed, or you want them to feel as good as you do. But you did that work and no one did it for you. The same way they've got to do that work and no one's supposed to do it for them. And I feel like you may be really thinking back or stuck on something, but you've matured. You're no longer this, you know, cup here. It's like you're giving out all these cups to everybody else, but you're now this Queen of Cups. It's time for you to elevate. You're going through an ascension, I feel. And with this Death card here, it's time to move forward. But there's this energy of maybe I can't leave this person behind, or I have to do this. Or, no, you've moved on from this. You know, you resonated with them at one point when you were in alignment with them, but you've done the work needed. And they have to do it for themselves. It's time to move forward. It's time to let go. It's time to let it take its course, you know? Because it's for them to do. It's a very to the point message, pile number 4, and I apologize if I am triggering, but this is the message coming through. You are not everybody's healer. You can only heal yourself, shine your light, and hope other people will get inspired. But you know that saying, you can bring a horse, you can bring a pony to the water, but you can't make it drink. I feel like that's a saying that keeps coming through here, pile 4. Oh God, that was a lot of cards. Well, I think it was just 2. That wasn't, it was 4. I thought I felt a couple of cards flop out. Pile 4, messages from their inner divine feminine. A message from pile number 4's inner divine feminine. A message from pile number 4's. Okay. Okay. So we have Hurricane. Do not stress. You cannot control the uncontrollable. This is a thing. You know, when I grew up, I hope that's okay. When I grew up, pile number 4, I lived with my mother who had substance abuse issues. And I had to learn very early on, I could not control when she was going to relapse or when she was going to fall back. I couldn't control it. And if I did, I would go insane, I'd be running around the house, as a child trying to find bottles and things like that to hide so that she couldn't drink. But at the end of the day, she was always going to find her way to the drink if she wanted it, no matter how much I tried to hide it, And I had to accept that was who she wanted to be in that moment, and I couldn't change that. No matter how bad I just wanted her to be a mother, I couldn't change it, I couldn't change that. When I was breaking ancestral karma, I wanted so bad for my family to be where I was and see what I was rewriting so they could do it too and see things from my point of view. They just didn't want to see it. I couldn't force them to. I had to step away. And that's a message coming through, you cannot control the uncontrollable. Even in relationships, I was in a relationship with someone who then mirrored my mother's wounds and had substance abuse issues with drugs. And I couldn't worry about if he was going to be doing this. I couldn't worry about it. I had to just let it be and hope that he would, I had to learn that I couldn't fix him or heal him. I had to hope that he would find his way. Because honestly, trying to heal him and fix him burnt me out and I lost myself. It took me a long time to come back to myself. But the first step to coming back to myself was stepping away and knowing that I could not control that person's actions and that I could not heal them. They had to want to heal. And that's a message coming through with these cards. We also have emotions are intense. Be cautious of how you treat others. There's just this energy more so of you just wanting somebody to heal or wanting somebody to be the best versions of themselves because you love them and you want them to be the best versions of themselves, but it's like they're not wanting to. And I see that can get you frustrated or upset or trying your hardest, but it's not your responsibility to heal them, Back of the deck, energy is rising, emotions are escalating. It's time to move forward or maybe put in boundaries and know that you can't control who people are deciding to be. That in itself is liberating and can set you free. You're in control of nobody's life but your own. And knowing that and understanding that is very liberating. And I feel like there's such a new wave of energy about to step in for you. But you can't keep lugging this old baggage up the hill. It can't go with you. Those souls have chosen to stay where they are. And I feel, honestly, you've done everything that you can. And I'm not saying cut them off if you don't want to cut them off. I haven't cut people off, I haven't cut people. I'm still friends with certain people and I still, have a relationship with my mother, but I don't try and change anybody or make them see things the way that I do. As much as I feel that they could be the best versions of themselves, if they're not choosing to be, I can't force it, I can't force it. And that's the message. It's like, put that baggage down and, move forward. Because there's new experiences and new people that are on your level, that have done the inner work that will aid your happiness instead of taking away from it, And you're doing wonderfully as well. And I feel like you've done everything you can for certain people, But now it's time to focus on you and your happiness. I hope this didn't trigger too much, pile number 4, but that was the message from your inner divine feminine. I feel like you're giving a lot of your power away by trying to fix somebody, you know? We can only fix ourselves. And that's the message from your inner divine feminine today. So I hope this resonated. I hope this brought you some light. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.